sometimes in the Pink app programs, the screen goes entirely blank or pink. The Healy stays on, but everything from the screen is gone. What is that about?
So great question. Awesome question. And we are not unlike any other app in the world. We are still, Healy is still depending on the program. And it's also depending on the reliability and the function of your smart device. So if we look at things, I look at things from 10,000 feet. I get out of the trenches of what's going on. I go to the landscape, the overall global view. We are trying to use a Healy that is one of the most sophisticated technologies on the planet and has a pretty decent price tag, a very high quality system with cheap, low budget stuff, right? What's going to happen to your car if you put cheap, low budget tires and you're driving 150 miles an hour? You're going to have some problem eventually if you're driving the device to its maximum performance, and yet you're putting cheap stuff into the works of the engineering. It's not going to function 100%. So if we're using devices that are just barely above the minimum or the cheapest thing on the market, they were made for a price point, not a performance point. Understand this. Engineering is about a parameter. And if you put a performance point on the engineering spectrum, then the cost is going to reflect its performance. It's going to be higher. So we've got to make sure that we're using devices that are of good quality, of good caliber. Okay, so if folks that are buying the very cheapest thing on the market, you may find that you're going to have more problems. Now, back to the question. With that being said, the performance of the CPU on your smart device, its speed, its handling capabilities, all the things about that are going to be directly related to the reliability of the app. And it doesn't matter if it's Healy or if it is your Fitbit app, whatever. So if it's borderline on its capabilities, and Healy, the app is very demanding. It's very demanding. So it's going to send a lot of information to the Healy itself. Okay, so the Pink Dot app, when you first run a program, whatever the program is, it's going to send the entire program to the Healy, to the memory location built into the Healy device, to the hardware. All right, from that point, as soon as it starts, the Healy is going to run independently of the app. The app is now just a monitoring device. The only interaction that it has is monitoring. Now, you can adjust the intensity still on the fly through the app with the plus and minus key, and that's going to update the functionality of the Healy hardware that's on your body. But the Healy is still going to do its job. It's still going to monitor your resonance. It's still going to adjust the frequencies. It's still going to do all of the things necessary because it's got the full gamut of the program on the Healy hardware. So if there's a compromise on your smart device and the interaction with the app, all right, then it's going to be reflected on your video screen. And the video screen may show nothing. It may show overlapped information on top of itself. It may change colors and things within what you're viewing. That's all an interaction. That's not the Healy. That's not Healy. That's the app and your smart device. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So what you've got to do is you've got to actually, if you want to regain the capability of proper monitoring because it's compromised there, if you want to regain that, then shut the app off. You're not going to stop the program on the Healy because it's still there. It's all running. You could see that. You can verify that by the green light flashing, right? The blue light will stop flashing. Why? Because there's no connection between the Bluetooth signal of your app or your smart device and the Healy anymore. It's not sending and receiving information anymore. So it shuts down that necessity. So the green light's still going to flash. The program's still going to run. So when you restart your Pink Dot app, I didn't say delete it. I didn't say delete the app. I just said to shut it off, hard shut it off, hard stop the app. Now that's different. The way you do that between say an Android device and an iPhone device, but you got to hard shut it down and then start it back up. And then it'll reconnect to the Healy, and then you'll see it's going to ask you to cancel or start the same program you just were on. You hit you start that, and you're going to see you're going to be right back in the same spot. The time lapse will be exactly precise for where the Healy was when it started, and what programs or what frequencies. What frequencies is going to be exactly what's in the sequence at that time. So it's going to reconnect, right? So hopefully that makes sense. It's don't blame everything on the Healy. Everybody's blaming everything on the Healy, and that's just not fair. It's a very awesome device, and it is reliable. We just got to get rid of all the peripheral things that are weighing it down. And when we do that, mine works every day. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I have to interject. Listen, so does mine. And guys, I got an early version too. So mine's an older model. I mean, the clip broke on the back, but there is no way I'm giving up that Healy. But I will tell you, I will tell you guys that I got a new Galaxy when the upgrade, and with some of the upgrades. And guys, remember, this phone, if you're using a phone, is a mini computer. So you have to understand, you got to shut the thing off and turn it back on. Really, you should do it every day. you know, a lot of us forget, we plug in our phone, it's on, and we go to bed, we get up, we use it. And another thing, when you're running the Healy app, please remember to close all the apps on your phone. I have a bad habit. I go to YouTube, or my grandkids use my phone, and I had this happen to me. I was using my program and the daggum screen went blank and, you know, pink and everything else. And I'm like, what? You know, but I didn't panic because I knew it wasn't my Healy. So just, you don't have to uninstall and reinstall the apps. I think that can cause problems too. So especially the Blue Dot guys, don't uninstall your Blue Dot app. Just remember, it is a handshake, as Ken says, a handshake between your Healy and your phone and the device. So just wanted to throw that out there.
And there's another option, Terry, which I've been recommending also and using it myself. I went out and purchased a tablet. You can get a Samsung Android tablet for about $100 in that price range. And when I set up the tablet, I only set up the Healy program. So there's no conflict from any other programs that can interfere when I'm running my Healy. And, you know, a lot of times, especially when you're showing your Healy for the first time to somebody, if you have your phone next to them, you know, any kind of messages that are coming through and private messages and things will just pop up on the screen automatically. And just, if you don't want that situation to occur, then I do recommend that you look into the possibility of purchasing a dedicated tablet just for the Healy. They're very inexpensive. They work well. And I've had my Healy since last November, almost a year, and I've not had any problems whatsoever with running any of the programs.
Yeah, me too. You know, that's the first thing I did, guys. I realized right away, as much as my phone runs, you know, rampant, so to speak, I went out immediately to T-Mobile. They had a sale. I got me a tablet, and I love it because I'm like Ken, you say, be in the moment. So I can turn my phone off. I can exclusively use my Healy, and I haven't had any problems per se with that either. And it's great for demo too, like you said, Doc. So
to add to that, we are trying to get dedicated devices, and that's not what we're saying. We're not saying to go out and buy a dedicated device. You don't have to do that. But it's a very convenient thing. Remember, Healy was designed to operate on a smartphone. That was its first design, and the app is reflecting that. What we're trying to do is we're now trying to add it to a tablet or an iPad. Now, iPads, I mentioned about high quality, right? It's not so much like the iPad devices. They are made by Apple. They're not going to find an aftermarket. So, but you will find used ones, and you'll find them that don't have the operating system necessary. They have limits, and Healy just raised with the new addition to the Pink Dot, the new revision. Now, it used to be that the iOS minimum operating system was 9. Now it's 11. Okay, know this, remember this, and write this down, because it was in the old literature, it showed that the minimum operating system was 9, and it is now 11. So I have this awesome iPad that I just got, a used one, but I just wanted it for its size and some other things. It only operates on 10.4. Okay, so it will not operate my Blue Dot. Now, it will not operate the Blue Dot, but it will operate the Pink Dot. Now, understand the complications come when we're trying to run the resonance version of this package, which is the Heal Advisor Analysis app. That's the name of it. If you guys are wanting to find out if there's a problem, you got a new device, say it's a tablet or an iPhone or an iPad, whatever your device, your smart device is, and you've loaded everything up, and the Blue Dot app will not work. The question I'll ask you first, if you call me, is, now don't, because I'm just going to put this out right now. Okay? But the question you ask yourself first and you find out first is, does the Pink Dot work? Because if the Pink Dot works, if you're able to run microcurrent through your Healy device to you from this new smart device you're using, then it's not a problem it's not the Healy. It's not the Healy. Now, if the Blue Dot doesn't work, now we're talking about CPU power. Now we're talking about operating system capabilities. Now we're talking about the interface between the app and the device. Okay. So some of these tablets or some of these iPads, when you load the app on them, you have an option, especially with the iPad, to load the iPad version. You have two versions, an iPad version and an iPhone version. And if you're not able to load the iPad version, then your device is not compatible. It's not going to work. So just understand that that's going to be your number one hurdle. If your device is not compatible and there's not an iPad version of the app, it doesn't matter if it's Healy or anybody else, because Healy is making a tablet or an iPad compatible app, but it's not going to be compatible with every hardware. All right. So just, these are some simple basic things to understand. And there are people out there who are buying a device that does work. You get that list, you know, find out what that is. And Doc mentioned one in terms of a tablet. So there is a very distinct Galaxy model that he's talking about. Doc, you want to say that one again?
The Samsung Tab A works well, and it's probably one of the most, it's an 8-inch tablet, which is very convenient and small to carry, and it's approximately in a new one in $125 price range at Costco.
And the iPad mini, which is, it makes sure it's the iPad mini Air, which has the Wi-Fi capability. And it is of the newer version. So it's compatible with the version 14. That works. My other one, my iPad mini works great. My bigger iPad will not. But I knew that. So that's important to remember.
And I'm going to interject again about the, while we're talking about the tablets and the iPads. Folks, this is a great time of the year to go to your provider, your T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. They are putting all the tablets on sale. In November, it is the best time. And I'm going to end with the whole tablet thing, and then I'm done. Guys, this is our business. If you are going to college, you have to purchase the right books to get through college. And you have purchased a great investment, but more than that, you have a great instrument that deserves a good quality tablet or whatever device you're going to run it through. So keep that in mind. This season, give yourself the gift of a good tablet and enjoy the benefits of your Healy and your business to come for 2021. And I'll just end with that.
And to add to that, I can also say that it is tax deductible if you're using it along with your business, number one. And then there's another option here too that I just told somebody yesterday, which is that if you don't have the money or can't purchase a tablet, most of the stores like Verizon and T-Mobile allow you to, without any down payment, you can get a tablet for $10 a month added to your phone bill. So you don't have to advance pay. For example, say you didn't have the 125, but you wanted the tablet. If you go to Verizon store and get the Samsung Tab A, it's $10 a month. That's it. So that's another option.
We know that Healy's got you intrigued, so head on over to choosehealy.com to see tons of Healy testimonials, hear reviews on the Healy technology, and how to easily get your hands on this game-changing and disrupting opportunity to support you, your family, your community, your clients, and your patients. We look forward to you scheduling a time to experience the Healy Resonance device from wherever you are. So head on over to choosehealy.com to receive all the information you require and to schedule your Healy Resonance experience today. You'll be glad you did. Get ready for the new paradigm of affordable energy medicine. It's here today and waiting for you. ChooseHealy.com.